Make it 3, which they do, the United States.
Lamps and Fiddle, what do they do now? It's so early, but what are they thinking now, Mike?
I do question a little bit. I know Fiddle hasn't played as much FIFA as Lamps and doesn't have the same success story as you see Morocco getting on the board there. And I just hope that they can regather and kind of realign, because there's so much time left. And I don't want to just say that as a USA bias, but it's the truth. This is going to be 8 games remaining. Tons of points on the board.
Will CJ act as a sub or a reserve?
I think he's going to be a reserve, and then now switching to playing with Houston or playing with Marcuso. They're just not the same players. Not to say one is better or this is even more suited or whatnot. It's just that it's a matter of how much time you're allocating per day to these different 2v2 partnerships.
I do know that Marcuso and Houston, they fly in on Friday, so they've been here for a while, probably just watching Anders behind the scenes. But have they had much time to play with him, Aggie?
I think one of Marcuso's biggest strengths is that and that's why he was picked at the national team for all the years, is that he's very, very good at adapting all the time to other players, which makes him very complete. And he also stated that this might be his last competition ever, so he has all the motivation here to come and fulfill his dreams about lifting another world championship.
He's got the right partner, hasn't he?
They didn't look very good in their opening game. You switch partnerships, it worked.
And you gotta applaud the coach there by just making that quick substitute and changing things up. I mean, that's a massive result.
Big bounce back then from the guys in orange. Nice first 3 points on the board for them.
Oh.
Morocco then still leading. A couple of moments left in this one. Can Finland do what they did against France a moment ago, Brandon?
They should have. How did that not drop? Green time finish, full power, middle of the pitch, semicircle, talk to me nice. Smashes it off the post. No reward.
Might have one more chance, Finland. Remember, they got 2-2 equaliser against France. In the box it goes towards the back post. It's wide again from Finland. Keep in mind that this and Canada against Argentina are the only 2 games to conclude. And as I say that, we just get a full-time Argentina picking up their first win in Group A against Canada there. And we have 2 minutes of added time from Finland, Morocco. Are Morocco about to pick up their first 3 points also?
Said it on air. I said it to them privately. I talked to people saying I wasn't that impressed. I didn't think they clicked that well when we saw the action last week with E-Club. With that being said, Italy's looked good. They've looked like a different team. There's certain camaraderie there. We always talk about the Italians, how they come together, and you can feel a different scent in the air.
I think when you have Danny Pitbull in your team, it's all a bit more cushy and a bit more friendly as well. I love to see him in action. Great addition with Catcher and then Hollywood back on the squad in terms of a coach as well. Right, so much more happening around all the grounds. Let's go to Saudi and Denmark.
Job done, I think you can argue in this game. Since what was a great start to the campaign, Morocco, we said keep it up for them. Their second time in the tournament.
What a goal, Brad. Talk about the quick passing, the ticky-tack.
It's the USA against Morocco. It's a very, very high line. It's a terrible save originally. Literally fumbled it back to the Moroccan striker. That wasn't the only goal that's gone in.
Malaysia, Finland currently 1-1 in games elsewhere.
United States then, Mike was chatting to them, wasn't he, in that pause in play. Oof. Unfortunately, Mike's team talk didn't go to plan at the moment, as Morocco just get another one to hurt USA a little bit more, Rich.
Yeah, just a real tough situation the USA are in at the moment. They just can't seem to get any sort of consistency in these performances. Morocco, a lot of people as an outsider coming into this tournament, very similar to what they did in the World Cup with a semi-final in Qatar in the December months. And Morocco, I mean, just their story in general is fascinating. The fact that they're unable to compete throughout the majority of the year. They come into this tournament. It's one of the only real tournaments that they have as an opportunity to prove themselves on the global stage. And they are proving themselves in this real tough group.
Absolutely, and just to add on to that from Richard's point as well, basically the Moroccan players have had to sort of locate themselves within Europe to play competitive FIFA. If you look at the two players that are now in the hot seat now, you've got Marwan, who has represented Bordeaux this year in the Global Series, played in the Champions League, and on the other side of that, his teammate Ayman represented Frankfurt, had a decent run in the Champions League as well. These are good players for Morocco as they look to be driving forward for a 3-1 lead here. What can they show us? It comes out to nothing in the end. Let's jump across to another.
Instead of obviously the 0 that could potentially be going next to your name, Morocco still leading against the United States. They came out with that early goal, however, since then Morocco got 2 back in the first half, and with 15 minutes left to play, Morocco looking to make it 3, which they do. The United States are in a real tough position right now.
And we've also seen that CJ's jumped in as well, which we were saying, I said to Mike, was he reserve or was he a sub? And he thought it was a reserve. Well, he's a sub, isn't he?
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, isn't it, in terms of changes there. Let's jump across to a nation that is suddenly...
Here, that was why it was given 4. Nothing seems to be going right at the moment for the United States, and Morocco added to the misery, slamming it well and truly into the top left corner. 4-1, Morocco lead. Seconds remaining between Argentina and Saudi Arabia.
Here to talk to them. I'm going to talk to their coach, Dory, because these guys are unbeaten. There are 2 teams in the tournament unbeaten right now. That's Morocco and France. And here he is, Coach Dory. Talk to me about Morocco. We just talked about Argentina and the fact that they won the World Cup not long ago, and they're looking to emulate that. How much has the inspirational Moroccan performance at the World Cup in December, helped you guys going into this?
Well, you have to know that all the Moroccans are amazing fans of football. Like, that's first and foremost. Everybody's a fan of football. So, of course, the story inspires people. Because just like the Moroccan national team in football, we have players from France, from Germany, living in Morocco, all coming together and forming a whole team. So the staff doing the work in to put these people together, even the communication. One speaks French, the other speaks German, another speaks Darija. So we have to find a way, and it's an inspirational thing if you see that they can make it work, so why can we not do it?
Do you think it's fair to say that maybe you maybe went under the radar a little bit before this? We haven't had as much opportunity to see Moroccan players. This is the chance to really put the country on the map when it comes to FIFA.
Well, I think first and foremost, we lose the eligibility on the FGS. We still don't have it. So indeed, we go under the radar, especially the players that are in Morocco itself. But we have Ayman and Marwan who have been performing very well in the Champions League too. So they have been there, people know them, they are scared. But everybody tells me, why is not Ayman and Marwan playing every single game? Well, we showed it now. Edem is of great quality, he can fit perfectly in this squad. And that's for everybody in Morocco too at home that is watching. We know that they have the power to do everything they can do to build up and create esports really for Morocco. And I think it's just like inspirational for them too to keep going, although they are not eligible, to just keep grinding on. And yeah, I think this is only the start, because tomorrow there's another day. So first France.
Did you guys have a target coming into this? Where you wanted to what would you be happy with come the end of the tournament?
So last year during the broadcast when we were here, I was at home and I called you guys in during a video meeting, and I told you for us it's like step by step. Last year we didn't get out of the group. This year we're back and we want to get out of the group first and foremost. And from there on a new tournament starts. Game by game we see what we can do, just like the Moroccan national team. And like I said, I'm hungry for a baguette right now.
Well, it's looking good to get out of the group so far, but plenty more FIFA still to come.
France, Mr. Dory said he fancied a baguette. He might be getting a large one because they lead by a goal to 0 after 20 minutes on the clock.
What a story.
As well. How hard that must be just to be dropped into a game. Round 5, you've not played a single match in the group stage. Back to goal here for France, looking to grab a last-minute winner. It sounds crazy, but you are going in cold. After 4 rounds of FIFA, you are going in cold. 38 minutes, you dropped into the last match.
It takes you about 10 games to get used to champs, doesn't it?
And the rest.
But they should have something in this like they do in football matches. We see, don't we, the players warming up before they go onto the pitch. Here, do they do any kind of hand movements? Brandon, what do they do? Do a couple of squats in the pod to get ready?
I'd love to see Houston running around the stage trying to get warm, but...
It would be quite funny if they had a little bit of something like that, wouldn't they? A couple of to end out day 1. Group B, then we heard from the French team, 11 points. How's Morocco there? Italy on 7, Finland